Do you want to be a Poindexter?
Hey! He looks just like you, Poindexter!
Are you a dog?
Always recycle.
To the extreme!
Or are you already just a straight-up funk lord? Did any of those words make sense to you at all? If they did, then you must be familiar with the 1990s. And maybe, just maybe, you've played the Mega Drive or Genesis classic Toe Jam and Earl, the quintessential way to become a true player in the 90s. You played as two aliens, Toe Jam and Earl, who crash land on a strange planet full of freaks, such as the fat man with a lawnmower, a crazed shopper, a mailbox monster, and... Does that planet sound familiar to you at all? Why, it's Earth, of course. You must work your way through 25 levels in order to collect all your missing spaceship parts, to then escape back to Funkatron, the funkiest planet in the universe. We're not here to talk about the original, though. Oh no. If you think Half-Life 3 is taking a long time to release, then brace yourselves, because 28 years after the game's 1991 release, Toe Jam and Earl get their groove back. This is why you should play Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove. So let's make this clear. Toe Jam and Earl is one of the weirdest and most unique games available. The game is very chilled out, there is no boss fights, no time limit, and your only goal is to collect the 10 missing spaceship parts. However, it's still really challenging, with the sheer number of enemies out to get you, the placement of the ship parts being random and no hint as to where they are on each floor, and that most of the time you have no way of either defending or attacking unless you get lucky with the random presents you can find around the world. Humans and other enemies you encounter are weak against the deadliest item available: tomatoes. You can get slingshots to fire them at your enemies, rose bushes to leave for your enemies to get stuck in, or just make it rain deadly red fruit in a hailstorm of death. You're lucky if you get them though, because most presents you don't know what they are until you've already opened them, and they activate as soon as you do. So, you might get tomato rain, but you're just as likely to get rocket boots, rubber rings, root beer, good or bad food, a horde of enemies, a torch, a present that turns off all the lights, spring shoes, Pegasus wings, the list goes on. You need the presents to really make much progress to your overall goal, but you won't know if they're going to help or hinder you until it's already happening. It makes each playthrough unique and creates some hilarious and rage-inducing moments on a regular basis. Some presents are identified though, allowing you to make more informed decisions at times, but then some enemies will steal these from you, or modify them, or unidentify and modify them, turning all of your plans into a disastrous randomized mess. Damn you humans! Thankfully, like in real life, not all humans are assholes. Although, like in real life, you get the point. You do get some useful ones, such as the Wise Man. He wears a carrot suit for some reason, who can identify presents for you for cold hard in-game cash. The cosplay nerds who play Dungeons and Dragons, who again, for your hard-earned dollar, will allow you to gamble your money away for a potential prize. Thankfully, money is literally left lying around the map, so money is fairly easy to find. There's more helpful characters like the Viking opera singer, the hula girls, the big red man himself Santa, and several more. There is also another special type of human. These are all based on real humans. Since Back in the Groove was funded via Kickstarter, anyone who donated a certain amount to the project got an in-game character who will help out the player, and their name in the insanely long credits, which thankfully you can hyperspeed through. These are neat little thank yous to the backers that appear randomly throughout the game, and a fun incentive to help out the devs. Finally, there is a rhythm minigame in order to rank up quicker. What's ranking up, you ask? Well, in order to rank up, you have to start at the bottom, as a wiener. You rank up by exploring, defeating enemies, collecting and spending money, interacting with good human characters, and by finding ship parts. You then have to visit the Wise Man. You know, the guy in the carrot suit. And he will elevate you to the levels of a doofus, then a Poindexter, and a peanut, a dude, all the way up to a funk lord and a player. Each time you level up, you will get randomly selected stat boosts, such as speed, health, and luck. which determines whether you will find good presents. There's other stats as well that all help you to progress further through the game. Now you may think all of this sounds pretty easy, but the game can actually be fiendishly hard, with enemies being very hard to escape from unless you jump into water, have an item such as the Icarus wings or tomatoes, or literally leap off the level you're currently on. You even have a life system in this that actually has an effect on the game, unlike most modern games. You can save the game and come back to it later, but if you get game over, the save will automatically be deleted and you're right back to the start. The game has multiple difficulty modes, ranging from a fixed world on easy mode with hints, right up to a hard mode world that's randomized, meaning you may require the Pegasus wings to reach certain islands in order to progress, or have to find hidden routes to cross over to separated islands. If you do manage to gather all the ship parts, you are thankfully handsomely rewarded. You get to choose a new character to unlock, and a bonus hat that each time you move up a level will be randomly selected to give you a random skill to aid you in your quest. There is a lot on offer here to keep you replaying, especially for the low price, and the game is also local and online co-op, allowing you to randomly join others online to team up and hunt together. You can all be on separate levels at any time, making the game feel very open. It's a great addition to the game, expanding on the original 1991 release's split-screen co-op. Finally, there is the presentation, and just like the original, this game has more 90s rad style than any normal Earthling could ever handle. The graphics have a wonderful, cartoony, hand-drawn look to them, with different objects and characters really popping out from the background. It runs at a solid 60 frames per second 1080p, and the art style really fills me with nostalgia for those countless hours in the 90s playing as these two classic characters. Then of course there is that damn funky soundtrack, consisting of awesome remixes of the original soundtrack and new songs to go with it. Some really popping slap bass and beats to keep the song stuck in your head for hours. That's in a good way, of course. Overall, Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove is in many ways a remaster and remake of the original, with almost identical gameplay, story, and style, but it's just better than the original in every way. From its extra characters, 4-player co-op, more forgiving ability to, actually save the game, and online features, this game is great for anyone looking for a fun, chilled co-op adventure. For fans of the original, it's an essential purchase. Relive the classic, remade for the modern day, in HD, and even portably if you have it on the Nintendo Switch like I do. For anyone not familiar with the series, you can look forward to a great co-op adventure full of character, charm, and just a great time. Or if you're just looking for a damn funky time, then look no further than Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Phil, I was the creator of this video. If you enjoyed this video, then don't be a Poindexter, subscribe to the Pixel Tavern for more videos like this, and please like the video to help the channel out even more. You can check out our Twitter and Facebook pages in the description below, and if you just fancy a chat about games, drop a comment in the comment section below. As always, if you want to see more, there are more videos on screen now. Till the next video guys, thank you very much for watching.